this is Jackie, your nerdy crafter. With the new Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game announced, I absolutely was super inspired by the trailer. The ruins in there were just absolutely gorgeous, so I really wanted to make a miniature environment based around that. And so for this week's tutorial, you guys will learn how to make your very own Master Sword miniature environment. There's so many different versions of the Master Sword, but I took the one that was most easiest and fun to make. The neat thing about the water is because we put glitter, depending on the angle, you will see some sparkles. And of course, don't feel like you have to put a glass painting. If you don't want one, you don't need to put one. This week's theme is also a collaboration with Marie from Catgawk. She's an absolutely amazing artist. I've been following her for quite some time and admiring her work, and I'm so happy to work with her. And she made this absolutely stunning Master Sword drawing. She also has ruins and background, and just everything is so amazing. She is truly an artist, guys. Make sure you check out her channel, subscribe. She is absolutely wonderful. For those of you new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. There are plenty of geeky tutorials to keep you entertained. Equally, if you like this project, don't forget to leave a like and share. All the dweebs are doing it. Here's what you'll need for this project. Dark brown, green, blue, yellow, silver, and gray polymer clay. All these are from Sculpting. Fake moss, a glue gun, aluminum paper, rocks, Perlex powders or chalk pastels for shading, blue food coloring, liquid Sculpting, some glitter. Your resin kit, I got this at a craft store, or you can also find it at a home hardware store under the name Epoxy Resin. The first thing we're going to do is cut the fake moss to the shape of the pond. Once that's done, flatten your brown clay for the base, then make a border with another piece of brown clay. Blend the edges together on the outside and inside to avoid any leaking later on. Texture it with a toothbrush and make sure it's not something that you're going to use later on for your teeth. Add liquid Sculpting if you want to be extra safe against leaking resin. Since I wanted this to look like a piece of soil that was pulled out, cut some organic slices in the front part of the pond. Texture it. It should look like this. Now bake the base for 8 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure that the oven was preheated. To make the stones, flatten your gray clay and make indents, but do not cut through. Texture it with a ball of aluminum foil and a toothbrush. Make sure you get all the sides. Use liquid Sculpting and then place the stones around the pond. Feel free to use some chalk pastels for color if you want. So far, so good. Now let's build the rest of the ground with the brown clay. Make sure it's the right size for the grass, and also not too high so that the grass rests even to the stones. Texture it, and then we're going to bake it for 10 minutes without the grass, of course. To make the ruins, it's quite simple. First, place your gray clay on a piece of wax paper. Now use your cutter to make the shape of the bricks, but don't cut through. Once you have the brick layout, cut the shape of the ruins as you would like to fit on the back of your environment. Texture it and make sure you get the edges as well to make sure that it looks weathered and old. Cut out the window and texture its edges as well. Now take a toothpick or a pointy tool and make the gap between the bricks a bit deeper. Go ahead and shade it with chalk pastels if you want. Let's add some moss. Use your pointy tool to make swirls in the green clay so that it creates kind of crumbs. Pick up those crumbs and put them in crevices and wherever you like on the wall. If your clay isn't sticking to each other, use liquid Sculpting to make the surface stickier. Make some vines by rolling your green clay really thin, and add some leaves by cutting teardrop shapes from a flat piece of green clay. Make as many vines and as many leaves as you want. Since we placed the wall on a piece of wax paper, the clay is nicely stuck on there. This is going to help it keep its shape while baking, so just put it in the back part of your main environment. Ignore the colorful part at the bottom of the wall. I was only testing some color schemes. Now bake it for 30 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure that your oven was preheated. Here it is, all baked. For the itty bitty Master Sword, flatten your silver clay and then carve the outline of the sword's blade. Cut it out. Now let's build the crossguard, the grip, and the pommel. Make the grip by rolling a tiny snake and sticking it to the bottom. Shape the pommel by pinching the ends so that it looks like somewhat cat ears, and also place that at the bottom. Make a thin snake again and fold it like an L for the guard. Flatten it and place 2 of them. Flatten another piece and place it on the bottom part of the blade. Make a thin snake and add it under the guard. Make a dent, and before we go on any further, use Pearl-X powders to make your sword shiny. Add a small ball of blue, and then add Pearl-X, and then add the yellow gem. Just look how tiny it is. Add whatever other details you want, and then pre-bake it for 10 minutes so that it doesn't lose its shape. Make some tiny rocks the same way we did the bricks, texture and shade them. Put them one on top of the other. Feel free to carve the Triforce on one of them. Put your baked sword inside and then bake it for 30 minutes at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, if you want to make other rock-type ruins, now is the time to get inspired and make them. I got inspired by the trailer and made a guardian monster that was broken down with moss on it. I also made 3 small flat stones for Link to walk on. Now for the resin part, paint the inside of the pond a grayish white so that the blue doesn't look murky. Let it fully dry, then glue the stone near the end. Mix your resin according to package instructions, then add 2 drops of blue food coloring. Mix well, then pour. Add rocks, moss, and hexagonal glitter to make the bottom more interesting. The blue was too light for me, so I added a little more colorant to the resin and mixed it in. Let it harden for 6 hours. Now pour a really thin layer of clear resin and set the stones right on top. Let the whole thing fully cure overnight. If you want your stones to pop out, use dark gray acrylic paint in the crevices and wipe the excess with a wet paper towel. Now it's looking really awesome. Glue on the grass and any other details that you want on there. If you want to add flowers or other relics, go ahead and do so. All done! Don't forget to check out Catbout's channel and her video and subscribe while you're there. She's amazing and her piece is amazing, and I keep saying amazing because that's the best word I can use for her piece and her channel. Before I let you guys go, there are 2 artists that deserve your attention. The first one is Piper. She draws amazing puns and play on words. She has a Kickstarter that ends tomorrow to publish a book of her own work. They are absolutely adorable, and I already ordered my book copy as a reward. She is so close to her goal, so let's help her get there. The fun part is that the amount is in Canadian dollars. Shipping to Canada is quite expensive, but to the USA it's only $11. The second artist is Brenda from LEONA'S workshop. And when she contacted me and told me that she makes custom figurines and that she wanted to send me a surprise one, I was all in, because when I looked at the pictures on her Instagram, I was really taken aback. So I just kind of unraveled things, but I didn't really open it. And she also sent some sweets. I'm like trying to find you guys. I can already see the back. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just saw it and I got like goosebumps. So she makes these figurines by hand, and she has tutorials on her channel, and make sure you check out all the information. I'll leave them in the description box below, because she does have tutorials and she wants more people to kind of get into this kind of hobby because she thinks it's kind of still obscure. So I really, oh my goodness, handmade. Look at that. And she comes with her own little bag and her sweater, and she painted all of this. Look at the details, guys. This is absolutely, does this move? Oh my goodness. Oh wow. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sending this to me. Don't forget to add me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram, especially Instagram. Until then, I will see you guys next week.